Hello everybody and welcome to the Awesomenauts League with Bets. My name is SlowWolf and I'm going to be your caster for this series between Team FP and Team 2Ns. So Team Free Pass Line versus Team Notorious Nuts. It's been a long league for both teams. They're both scrambling for as many points as they can get. Let's see who can come out on top here and hopefully cement their position in the top two of their division. Ready, set, go! And we're off. So we are on Ribbit 4, as you guys can see. Main things to keep in mind with this map, again, are the bounce pads in the middle here, which allow complete and utter mobility between the two lanes, and the solar bosses, which will eventually spawn here and here. Good control of the jungle will allow either team to do extremely well, and the team makeups reflect this to a degree. On Team Notorious Nuts, we got Hala on the Lone Star, we got Bets, the league organizer actually, on the Leon, and we got Fax on the Durple. On the blue team, we've got Spade on Lone Star. We've got Sienna Humpa. Wow, that's a pretty awesome name, actually, because I actually know the rest of the song. Sienna Humpa. Anyway, so we got him on the Frog, and then we've got Silver on the Swiggin. So action already starting up as they start poking around each other up here in the middle area. They're trying to get to Fax. Fax hiding in his little thing here. And out comes the nuke. It's going to hit Silver, but it's not going to hit anybody else. Sienna Humpa gets away, and that's going to be the end of that little altercation as the red team, Team Notorious Nuts, taking the middle to start strong in this matchup, but the blue team coming up around the middle. Spade going ahead and try to force some people out. Fax takes a lot of damage. He takes the Trinamite. He takes the grapple drop and everything. He goes down. Spade doing the blaster thing. Spade doing a really good job of picking off that kill right there and chasing despite all the rest of the support that Team Notorious Nuts is putting out. So unfortunately, Fax going down. Now the team makeups are very interesting in this particular round. Durple, a particularly powerful pick for Team Notorious Nuts, since he can control the middle area with a lot of gumption. He's got a lot of presence there with his nukes and his snares. Grapple, no drop coming out, so Sienna Humpa can't quite get the dash NATO. That's coming back in. He wants a little bit of blood, and then he realizes maybe not a good idea to go in on the whole team after that tongue, so he decides to get the heck out of there. Fax coming back in the middle. He's establishing his house, but he puts the trap in the wrong spot, so no one's going to go down there. Sienna Humpa's just going to jump away. Spade does get hit by it, though. Spade then takes a Durple trap to the face. He's not going to end up hitting anybody with that Trinamite. Hala taking some damage, though. Sienna Humpa almost getting him grapple. Drop. Oh, Hala's going to get away. Fax going to go ahead and put out some support. Sienna Humpa taking a lot of damage from Bets. He's going to be able to get away from all the pain, the hollering, the damage. No, he ends up dying, unfortunately, so I only just missed that due to hockey misplacing, but whatever. So Bets gets grapple dropped, and he's going to end up being fine, but unfortunately, poor Sienna Humpa getting picked off by just too much damage. Death by 1,000 cuts right there. Spade coming in, he's going to put it out of dynamite. Bets taking the majority of that dynamite to the face, and Fax putting out a nuke. He's going to hit that tower. That top tower looking pretty grim for the blue team already as things start off. As I was mentioning, Durple's a really strong presence in the middle lane, which is why they have this middle area so, secure compared to the blue team. The blue team do have their ways, however. Between the Swiggins and the Frog, they've got a lot of initiation. It's just a shame that, again, Durple kind of tells Swiggins to screw off, and Swiggins can't really do much about it. Sienna Humpa coming in from the side. Bets just jumping around, getting the flank possibly on these guys, and the grapple drop comes out on Fax. Fax not really going to care, though. They're going to take out the anchor really quickly. Bats comes in. There's a nuke coming out. Nuke is going to go up towards the drones. Fax taking a lot of damage. He almost takes the Trinamite. Spade taking a lot of damage as well. He's going to go ahead and almost get ganked, but no dice. Hala ends up getting away as well. The grapple drop almost killing him, but the chain just a little bit too long and allowing him to get away. Silver going to go back down here. He's going to go ahead and pick up some farm. So as you guys can see, Swiggins and Frog are a really decent combo in the sense that if they can get the drop on somebody, if the nuke misses, and it did in that round, it really presents an interesting and powerful opportunity for the blue team to be able to get some damage out. Bets, really low HP. Silver trying to get the drop on him, but it's not going to really do anything. Bets is still going to look around for some HP. We got Fax up here. He's just tossing out cats, tossing out traps. He's doing the thing that Durple does when he doesn't have the middle, and he currently does not. Blue team actually managing to take it and secure it just through the sheer threat of being able to put out the burst that they have between Dynamite, Grapple Drop, and Frog. So we'll see what happens. Sienna Humpa trying to go in for a dash, and now he's in a bit of a rough spot. Nuke coming out. It's going to hit him, and he's going to end up dying to Nuke and Dynamite. So down Sienna Humpa goes, and the red team taking the middle. Right out of the, taking it right back. They've got it. That's exactly what they want. They want this Durple to have all the mobility in the world to be able to use his siege mode without having to really put himself in a bad spot. Like the other reason why Durple in this map is particularly good is because Durple can actually do a lot of mobility, despite the fact that he's in siege mode. That's rare for Durple to be able to actually move when he's in siege. So there we go. Durple taking a bit of damage, so is Hala. Betts taking a dynamite to the face. Spade gets snare trapped. Fax is not going to be able to really capitalize on it. Sienna tries to get back in, but he gets Durple trapped. Betts going to take a little bit of damage as well. He's going to back off. And the blue team now taking the middle. Oh, grapple drop coming out on Hala. Hala taking a bunch of damage. Is he going to go down? He does end up going down, taking a little bit of a laggy dynamite to the face, and he's going to end up dying for it. So 2-2, tied up here in this game 1 of the series. Lots of damage coming out on the top tower in favor of Team Free Palestine. The towers are now almost at equivalency here. The blue tower obviously a little bit lower than the other one. So things right now are looking pretty good for both teams. They're fairly equivalent. Nuke coming out, but it's not really. It doesn't seem like it hit anybody. Fax takes a grapple, but that's all he's going to end up taking. Blue team comes back down here. They're going to do a little bit of harassment on that tower, and then they're going to come right back up here. See, controlling this bounce pad is absolutely key. Betts takes a bunch of damage, and as I say that, I go to Hala instead. Nuke coming out. It's not going to hit anything other than creeps, and he backs off. So yeah, a little bit more damage coming on that top turret, and the blue team doing a really good job of making sure that they're dodging those nukes. Although snare tongue, oh, that really hurt. He ended up getting tongued right into that snare, and then he just went down. That must have really not been fun for him, and he is gonna go down. And this top tower gonna go down with him by the look of things. That's the advantage that just one kill can give you, as we've got Spade who goes back home down here. So Betts taking a bit of damage from the turret. He does manage to get out without taking too much pain. But they're just tanking this turret. They're doing the best that they can. Just take out this bomb turret as well. If they can get 2 rocket droids at the same time, so much better. Sienna Hampa dashing through the nuke. Really well played there. If he had not dashed through that nuke, he would be a very, very dead froggy. And a dead froggy is the worst kind of froggy for a frog, obviously. Duh. I mean, you don't want to die in this game ever, but that's top on the list of frogs' things to do, is not die. Anywho, that's 1 rocket droid that's managed to come out. It's going to present a little bit of pressure and an interesting team fight dynamic in this little altercation up here. Spade's going to pick up the 50 HP as the red team tries to support this poor droid. The droid taking a beating, and it looks like that droid's going to end up going down. So Silver taking a bunch of damage from that, and the red team can't quite capitalize on that. Fax, sorry, just moving around, taking it back to his middle area, tossing out cats, as the 2 blue team members who are still around just try to keep them on their toes. We got Silver upstairs who's just pushing that out, and the blue team just trying to keep the red team off of their turret down here. So Team Free Palestine on their back foot right now, but they are by no means out of this game. Between both teams, there's actually not a very large difference between the two. Oh wow, and Spade taking a lot of damage, but Betts ends up being the one going down. Hala taking a bit of damage to go back with him as well. Fax also taking a little bit, but he's not going to end up going down. Hala, though, he almost gets stuck. If only there was an anchor drop right here, that would have been a very, very, very dead Lone Star, but no dice there. Sienna Humpa taking a 65 damage nuke to the face, and he's going to end up having to go and heal. Same with Spade. Lots of damage coming out of this top tower. Blue team looking to try to pick up their first turret here. Free Palestine unable to quite clinch the deal, as all 3 team members for Team Notorious Knots are now back up. Betts coming in. He's going to try to deal some damage. Nuke comes out. Is going to actually end up helping to kill Silver with the help of Hala's dynamite, or blaster, I believe. So that ended up being a really good jump on to the poor Swiggins. Swiggins having a hard time, as I expected he might. And this blue turret down here will probably end up going down. Let's go ahead and take a look at the items now that they've developed a little bit past the early game stage. Oh, maybe not. Pin coming out. Hala taking a lot of damage, but he's going to end up taking out that turret at least. So that way they've got a little bit of a trade going on. So another turret going down in favor of Team Notorious Knots, as the game finally ends up shaping up the way that it has. So we got 4 turrets still up for Team Notorious Knots, but they are by no means healthy. This top turret looking to be extremely low, and if Team Free Palestine can go ahead and keep on using their power play advantage that they've got right now, thanks to the kill that they've managed, that would be great. But unfortunately, because of the 1 tower that they took, this rocket droid came out and made it very difficult to do so without getting the bottom lane split push some more. So like getting that kill effectively just at least brought everything back into equality for them and gave them a little bit of money that they needed. Granted, for a turret, that was probably a worthwhile trade for Team Notorious Knots, as it gives 50 solar to the person who gets the kill. And, oh, 30 solar to everybody on the team. Fax ends up getting a kill thanks to a nuke. Silence traps coming out. Sienna Humpa getting killed by a droid. Killed by a toad. Poor guy. And Spade now the lone defender for Team Free Palestine, as Team Notorious Knots moves in and tries their best to go ahead and end this game in their favor. Fax putting out some more traps. So as I mentioned before, item choices might be important. Betts taking a little bit of damage from this tower. But let's go ahead and go over those. We got Trinomite and we got the Crystal Eagle bullets. And burning dynamite, incendiary bombs on Hala. Oh, Spade gets the kill on Bets. Silver gets the kill on Hala. That came out of nowhere. Fax on his running legs as fast as he can go. Hopefully Susie's fast enough. The top turret goes down in turn for Team Free Palestine, and things are starting to look a little bit better. That was a really good double kill. That literally came out of nowhere, but that is the power of bouncing of the bounce pads near their base. They can just kind of jump up to that second turret and jump people if the other team is not ready. So Team Notoriousnauts doing a little bit of an overcommitment to that tower, grouping up and then getting frogged and dynamited. So that must have that really did hurt them. Gave the Team Free Palestine another leg up in their attempt to try to come back into this game. This rocket droid looking very well supported. He's got a couple droids ahead of him. He's like going to try to go ahead and push, but Hall is all like, nah. I'm going to go ahead and shoot you. Oh, Sienna Humpa taking a silence tongue to the face. So a lot of silence coming out on Team Notoriousnauts, and that's largely for the frog here. If he can't dash, then he can't run, and if he can't run, he gets dead. Oh, he gets tongued. Oh, Silver going in, though. He's got a grapple drop onto Fax. Fax taking a bit of damage, but he's not really going to care. He's tanky enough that he's fine. Silver ends up touching his anchors. That way he can go ahead and retract it anytime he wants. Silver coming in for a little bit of extra damage, but he gets tongued. He gets killed. That was really unfortunate. I don't know why he went in on under that tower, but there you have it. Team Notoriousauts puts on a nuke. The nuke is just going to go ahead and hit those droids, though, and that's going to clean up the bottom lane as the two teams bounce off each other. Silver ending up being the only kill in that fight. So things are looking up for Team Notoriousauts. They have the solar advantage, but not by too much, only by about 300 solar. Oh, damage coming out, nuke coming out, but it's not going to end up hitting anything. It's going to completely miss, except for those two two creeps right there. So that ended up being pretty good for them, I guess. I mean, 6 solar, it's a little bit of HP. Durple doesn't have to feel bad about that. Bet's coming back up here, and we got a fight that looks to be brewing as the Team Notoriousauts tries to push out their lanes. Oh, Bet's taking a grapple, taking a drop. Is he going to end up dying? Yes, he does. Sienna Humpa going ahead and taking some stuff, but nuke comes out. It's going to end up killing Sienna Humpa right back. Fax taking a bit of damage. Silver trying to look to find him. Spade trying to do the same. Silver takes a snare to the face, and he's gonna keep on trying to chase Fax, but this might be a bad idea. He grapple drops Hala. Hala ends up going down. Fax takes out the nuke, though, and Spade being barely the only survivor for Team Free Palestine, but I can say the same thing for Fax. He took a lot of damage, and now he's the only survivor for Team Notoriousauts, and that was pretty cool, actually. There was lots of damage, lots of movement. That was a very cool fight. I'm very happy that I saw all that. Ended up being a 2-for-2 trade, with Spade ending up being the sole survivor for Team Free Palestine and Fax being the only survivor for Team Notoriousauts. But now everybody's back. Everybody's back on the field. And we can only imagine there's going to be some more of that. So let's go ahead and try to keep talking about these items. As I said before, there's a silence coming out on the Leon Tongue. Leon Tongue also geared towards initiation with double damage upgrades. Durple, we said before, he's taking silence, he's taking duration on the... Oh, the nuke comes out! It's going to end up hitting Sienna Humpa in the face, but he's going to just dash through. Fax going upstairs. Oh, Spade taking a lot of damage. Is he going to end up surviving? He looks like he just might. Silver being the only one up here, but he's looking to find Bets. Can he find him? No, he cannot. He gets bullpinned into the turret, and he's going to end up going down. Really nice bullpen coming out of Hala. Sienna Humpa should be getting out of there, I would think. He should not be there. He dashes into a silence trap. He's in a bad spot. He gets tugged. He gets killed. Spade coming in. He's got a Trinamite, but he should be out of there. That's a lot of pain is going to end up happening. He takes a Trinamite to the face. The incendiary grenade doing a little bit of extra damage. Trinamite coming out. It's going to hit Hala harder. Hala looking to try to get this kill on Spade. Spade might end up surviving this, and he does end up surviving this, but this is a 3v1 at the moment as the rest of Team Free Palestine tries to come back in here. Fax pushing a lot into this top turret. This top turret going down to a third, to a quarter. It's going to end up stopping there, I believe. Yep, Silver going to come back and defend this turret. So that was a really good fight for Team Free Palestine as people dashed into the wrong traps and got hit by nukes, and oh, that was bad. Spade looking to try to make some big plays, but he just didn't have the space to be able to do so. Sienna Humpa, or nope, Spade, taking another trap to the face. This is looking to brew in a certain way as they defend their bottom turret. So up here, Bets, Fax, and their Lone Star, Hala. There we go. I gotta remember that. It'd be easier if he was Frog, because then I could say Hala, Hala, Dala, Dala. Anyway, Sienna Humpa takes a Trinamite to the face. He's gonna take some burn damage to go with it. He's gonna end up being just fine, though. So as it stands right now, we've got one turret down for Team Free Palestine, and sorry, they got 2 turrets down, and Notoriousauts only lost the top tower. So things are looking pretty good for them. Hala, Hala, Dala, Dala up here, trying to put out some Lone Star pressure, as the Lone Star is known to do. Team Free Palestine looking to try to at least take off some of that pressure, get rid of the lanes, you know, just get their footing back. Oh, Spade taking a tongue, but it's not going to end up doing very much. And although I didn't catch it on film, they Team Free Palestine did end up picking up a solar boss, so that's important. Oh, there's a tongue onto Silver. Silver got nuked, and so did Sienna Hampa. Two people ending up jumping on a Derple. What is going on? Bet's taking a lot of damage. He's going to just end up teleporting out of there. Fax taking a bunch of extra bullet damage too. Where is Spade? Spade's down here. He takes out the turret. Second turret for them in this game. Spade looking to maybe pick off some people, but everybody teleported home. So he's all by himself. At least he managed to push a tower. Really sneakily well done, actually, now that I think about it. But Team Free Palestine continuously getting farther and farther behind in this game right now. The solar difference is still not massive, but it's getting to a point now. It's about a 500,000 if I'm looking at the numbers correctly. And it shows in the items as Derple starts picking up a couple of cat upgrades and that kind of stuff. As for the blue team, going for the fastest gun in the West build on Spade. Spade just going for continuous damage upgrades. And I believe we have right back at you, or is it can't touch this? It's right back at you coming out on Sienna Hampa. So he's got Reflect, but it hasn't been super helpful quite yet as Derple's been manually detonating his nukes. So top turret going down. Free Palestine looking like they're in a rough spot. Now they've got an open core versus a Leon. That's never a good thing to have, as Leon can just turn invisible and backdoor at any point in order to just force the other team to go back. Silence Trap coming out. They just trigger it so that way it's out of the way. And blue team defending this middle part as best as they can. Fastest gun in the West, as you can see. Spade going for that kind of build. Items right now have shaped up in a way that, you know, is pretty obvious. Tongue, no nuke going to come out and help, though. Fax gets grapple dropped. He gets shot. He gets killed. We got Betts running away for his life, too. And what happened to Hala? I have no idea what happened to Hala, but Betts the only defender, and Leon not really able to defend super well. But they do have a rocket droid, so that's going to end up forcing Spade to come back here and just blast it apart as these droids come in and finally get the first couple of hits on their core. It's not going to end up doing much, but there you have it. We got Sienna Hampa and we got Silver coming down here. Betts is trying to look for an option here, and he's not going to end up finding it as the two members of Team Free Palestine who are down here pushing end up going back, getting him some HP, and maybe buying some more upgrades. Silver obviously picking up a ton of pills and such. We got Betts picking up another chainsaw add-on, so he's going to do even more damage with his left click. That's what he's looking for. He's looking for push. Betts taking a tongue. It's going to hit Sienna Hampa. Sienna Hampa's going to walk away just fine, though, as he doesn't get tongued into the trap. Unfortunately for Team Notorious Knots there. Notorious Knots looking to take the middle, and they took it. They just need to clear out the bottom lane a little bit, and they should be right back to where they want to be, which is in charge of this game. Team Free Palestine's going to end up taking out this solar boss for a second time, at the very least, that I've caught on film or that I've seen. So that's going to help them with their solar. Despite the fact that they have 3 less kills, they're still going to end up doing okay. Whoa, Spade taking a lot of damage. He's going to try to bull people away. Betts dealing a lot of damage. Spade looks like he just might live. He's trying to run. He's going to not able to get away. Unfortunately, he gets blasted in the face. Sienna Hampa looking to try to get a kill here. Fax actually quite low, but he jukes. He actually manages to hit the bounce pad and hit the ceiling here to be able to get away. Silver taking a bunch of extra damage as well. He's going to try to get away. Sienna Hampa just trying to protect his buddy and reflect the bullets that are coming out of the Lone Star. Hala taking a little bit of extra damage as well, and Betts and Hala are going to stick together and try to cover one another. Fax comes back into this fight, and it's a 3v2 for about the next 15 seconds as Spade comes right back down. So here we have it, folks. They've got Notorious Knots has this middle area again, and they are keeping it, but it feels like they're having a harder and harder time as time goes on, and that's to be expected since they've got a Frog on the other team and a Swiggins, and both of those characters are really, really strong late game in their own right. Swiggins, just because he can get really fast and hard to kill. Oh, Sienna Hampa taking a ton of damage. He gets tongued right back into the fight, though, and he ends up getting killed. Spade taking a nuke to the face and a trap. He goes down. Silver, the only one left up alive. It's a 3v1. Red team looking to at least get some pressure done here. Silver is looking for an opening. If he can find a decent one, he might be able to get a kill. Silver puts out the grapple drop. He takes a bunch of damage, and he's going to have to head home. Is he actually end up dying to the incendiary grenade? No, he doesn't. He's going to end up surviving, and the red team going to push down the last turret in the Free Palestine lanes. So that's it. That's a wide open core. This is looking really, really good for Team Notorious Knots. Notorious Knots looking to probably push into the core a little bit, but they're playing a bit safe right now, as, I don't know, actually. I mean, Fax is a little bit hurt, so he's looking to pick up some more HP before they go in for reals. I don't know. And Betts ends up picking up 2 attack speed upgrades, so he's attacking as fast as he can, and Crystal Eagle Bullets comes out for Hala Dala. So we got all these upgrades coming out. Shield, Baby Curry Mammoth coming out on the Swiggins. Now that's an interesting pickup that I have been talking about on the forums, some other stuff. Baby Curry Mammoth is now an actually viable pickup, as you can pick it up when you need to. And against this Durple, I would highly recommend it, as it is silenced. The silence and snare duration are brutal, and Baby Curry Mammoth helps with both. He's just waiting for an opportunity to go ahead and pick someone off. Right now, if he tries to go in on this base, there's too many people around. He will end up getting killed, and suiciding at this point is not recommended. They could lose this game if he tries to do that. So the wide open core not really ended up helping. Tongue on Sienna Humpa. It's going to end up helping. Spade not taking the nuke. Now would be the chance for Team Free Palestine to go in, and they take a couple of ganders at it. Tongue coming out on Silver. Silver trying to put out some damage. Hala taking some damage as well. Silver's going to have to run away. And overall, at the end of the team bounce, this little round of Footsie Knots goes to Team Notorious Knots as they try to push in. But Team Free Palestine right next to their turret, so they're going to end up being at full health fairly quickly. Team Notorious Knots needs to be careful to not overcompensate for anything here. Silver looking for an option to enter here, but it's a little bit difficult with all the snare traps everywhere. Grapple drop almost coming out and hitting people. Sienna Hump is going to end up getting away thanks to the bull, and Silver and Spade take down Dax. Sienna Humpa coming in to kill Hala Hala, and now it's just Bets against the rest of Team Notorious Knots. So that was a really good jump by Sienna Humpa, dashing into 2 people, hitting them for a lot of damage. Bets taking some damage, taking a dash. The spin coming out. NATO doing a really good job of tanking for the droids as they move up. Bets trying to cut down the droids, and he's going to succeed in doing that as the rest of the blue team now has to back off. They don't have the droid back up to do so. So Bets now invisible. He's looking for opportunities, just kind of even the score or force the other team back. And he's going to go ahead, go down here. He's going to tongue the wave, and he's going to get grapple dropped. Is he going to get nuked? No, he's not. Oh, he takes a dash. He takes a lot of extra damage, and he ends up going down to Spade and his blaster. So now Team Free Palestine looking for another thing. Grapple, no drop. Onto Fax. Yeah, it's Fax, not Dax. I don't know why I keep saying Dax. Maybe it's a city. Yeah, because it's a city in France. Anyway, so nuke comes out. It's going to end up hitting nothing. Sienna Humpa coming in with the dash NATO to try to tank for his creeps. Fax just putting out damage on those droids. Free Palestine really wants this turret. They've had a decent team size advantage of at least 3-1 or 3-2 now for the past little while, and they need to keep pushing it. They need to keep making this opportunity be a thing. Silver looking for that to keep that opportunity alive, and he loses it right there. So now all 3 members of Team Notorious Knots are back, which means that they're back on equal footing for the first time in about 3 minutes by the feel of it almost. So Bets looking for an opportunity here. He's invisible. Is he going to tongue? He's going to tongue, but it's not going to hit anything. That's another 7 seconds before you can do that again. But it's short. Oh, grapple. No drop. And Bets looking for an opportunity. He comes in a slash and Fax going in for a nuke, but the nuke hits nobody. Sienna Humpa trying to come in. He takes a lot of extra damage. He dashes through Fax. He then does a spin. He dies to Bets. Bets comes in for a couple slashes. He takes a lot of extra damage. He's not going to die. Grapple drop onto Hala. Hala taking a ton of extra damage. And is he going to go down? No, one random blast. No, the dynamite's enough. And then the blaster comes out and ends up getting the kill on Bets. This is now a 3-for-1 trade for Team Free Palestine. They need to make this happen right here, right now. They need to get at least 1 turret, maybe 2, and they should be able to get the top one easily enough. Silver coming in to get this bottom one, and they're going to split push this, and they're going to do their best. We got Spade up here. He's going to end up taking up that top tower really easily with his blaster, and Silver doing what he can down here with Swiggin. Swiggin's not the best pusher, but he should be able to put out at least a bit of damage. Durple just dropping down. And the droids are coming in. The droids say yes to another turret. And that's 2 turrets. That means 2 rocket droids are coming up. This is a really good push opportunity for Team Free Palestine if they can make it happen. Fax now defending against this wave. He's not really going to care, though. Nuke is a really good way to clear droids if you need it to be. Lots of really good upgrades coming out on Team Free Palestine now. Some more boombox and some mature ribbit snail slime coming out. Really good option, actually, to pick up the slow on the bull against Team Notorious Knots, just because it deals with the Leon so well. Having that slow means that he really can't be back in the fight. He can't stay on top of his target. Even with tongue, it's difficult to stay in a fight if you've been bulled by a slow bull. So that was a really good pickup, I believe, by Spade. And this is looking to be really interesting turnout. Bets is looking for a chance to tongue somebody into a silence. Speaking of which, Sienna Humpa takes a snare trap, and they're just going for it. Screw the creeps. We're going for your core. The red team chasing from behind. What is Team Free Palestine doing? They're setting themselves up for a terrible situation. Sienna Humpa getting cut down. Fax putting out the nuke. The nuke is going to hit Silver. Silver goes down, and now it's just Spade. Spade running away as fast as he can. What did they think they were doing? They jumped in right here, and that's the bad idea. They knew that Team Notorious Knots was coming in from behind, and that is just... that they got flanked really hard. Bet's coming up from behind here. Spade's going to end up teleporting out, and it's all of Team Red for the next almost 20 seconds versus just Spade. That's it. Spade's the only defender here. Now, if there's one thing to say in Spade's favor is that Lone Star is extremely good at defending. but is he going to be good enough at defending that he's going to end up surviving this? But I'm not sure, guys. Nuke comes out. Sienna Hoppa coming in for the dash. That bull stops that dash from being particularly useful, though. And Team Notorious Knots is just going to run away after they've managed to put out a little bit of damage on this core. About a quarter of its HP worth. So things are looking really good for Notorious Knots, though it is by no means the end of the game. Sienna Hoppa looking to try to chase down Hala, and he's not going to be able to catch up with him in time. That might have been worth it, seeing as the rest of his team was up, seeing as the rest of Hala's team was up here. But Sienna Hoppa choosing, you know what, let's err on the side of caution, and that might have been a good idea too. I mean, Betts might have been able to react quickly enough to just catch him in a silence tongue, and that would be the end of Sienna Hoppa. So here we are, Footsie This whoever wins this fight, as long as it's in the middle of the map, like depending on who dies, this game could end in an instant. So let's see what happens. Betts taking a little bit of extra blaster damage. Spade realized that he was shooting Leon, and he backed off back towards his team. Betts looking for another option to get back in here, but he can't quite find one. Spade just pushing away. We got Dax down up here, sorry. Hala down there clearing, and it's just lane clearing Footsie Knots right now. As the lanes start steadily going in the favor of Notorious Knots, thanks to Leon's mobility and ability to clear lanes, and Hala's ability to do the same. Notorious Knots now finally pushing in. They realize that they got the bottom lane pushing decently well, and that they can leave it alone, although Leon is not going to end up going down there. He's going to fake going down there, come back up here invisible. Although you have to admit, if you're on Team Free Palestine, you have to assume that Leon's just always around at this point, and he's invisible, and he will find an opportunity if you let him have it. So they're playing very safe, using Bull to take out the traps. The bottom lane now pushing in favor. Oh my god, is it pushing in favor of Team Free Palestine. Team Notorious Knots needs to go back down there and deal with that, because that droid wave is much bigger than it needs to be. And yeah, they're going to end up sending Hala. So this is the opportunity that Team Free Palestine was looking for, but since they can't see Betts, they couldn't see that he was in a rough position. Grapple, drop, not going to hit anything. Bull's going to come out. It's going to hit Silver. Silver's out of the fight for the next little while. Sienna Hoppa takes a tongue, but that's about it. So, Spade looking to try to do some stuff. Sienna Hoppa putting out the dash, putting out the NATO. It's going to be enough. It's going to end up killing Fax. Sienna Hoppa looking to... Oh, where is Sienna Hoppa? There's Sienna Hoppa. Gets out the dash onto Hala. Hala goes down. Betts the only one left alive, but he's going for the core. Did I mention before that Leon on a core is a bad thing? And he's just putting on all the pressure as the rest of Team Free Palestine's going for the other core. It's a base race, but Leon is probably going to end up winning this unless Silver comes in. Grapple, drop. Can he kill Betts in time? Oh, it didn't matter. It was so close, wasn't it? It was. It was down to a quarter, but Leon ending up getting the kill on the core before the rest of Team Free Palestine could do it. The down to the wire base race finish. That was really, really cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at the graph and see how things turned out for everybody. So things are a little bit on the gray side. I can't actually see very much, unfortunately, which is very sad. But in terms of total solar over the course of the game, Notorious Knots did have a lead throughout most of the game, but it was only by like a little bit, and that is saying something. It was a really close game. That was crazy. I haven't seen a base race in Knots in a very long time, so that was very entertaining. Game 1 going for Notorious Knots. Really well done. I can't wait to see what happens in Game 2 and Game 3, and I'll see you guys in those matches. Stay tuned.